Yeah, Steve is here. Steve, that's a tough afternoon against a very good side.
Yeah, so you know we know that we were going to come up against a really good team full of great players and good way of playing. They test you tactically, no doubt about that, and there's no much room for error, if any. And we saw that in the goals. You know, we turn her over too quickly and is punished for the first one, and then didn't quite get the press right. And the second one is played through with the space that we give, and good goals from their point of view, but ones that we knew that we had to do better on in the plan. I think that the disappointment was in the first half was with the ball, that we just didn't take enough care with the first pass. There was a real opportunity to show a bit more composure and show some better techniques at times and make a first pass. And then, as good as United are, they do give you spaces, whether it's in front of the back line or down the sides. And that was the case again today, but we just didn't capitalise on them moments. So disappointed with that, because when we did make a pass or two, we did get into some decent areas, and we did look as if we could set pieces. We looked a threat. I personally think it's a huge error for the Harry Maguire penalty.
It's a penalty. Yeah.
It's a penalty, and it could be a second yellow card. And you local guys know me well enough. I'm not going to hide behind a penalty decision or a referee's decision on a result, because I'm not that way. But it should have been a penalty. High chance of going 1-0 up. High chance of them going to 10 men. It's a completely different game, and the referee should see it. But I half understand why he hasn't, because of the angle and the bodies around. But the fact VAR haven't seen it is there's another apology coming, isn't there? You know, they've made one last week, and they're going to have to make another one tomorrow. But they can't keep doing it every week.
Because it did seem to be, I mean, we obviously don't see them all, but in terms of the TV replays that we were looking at while we were doing the commentary, obviously, it seemed to be a very cursory glance. It seemed to be a quick one replay, move on. That seemed to suggest a very quick decision they made in the wrong way.
I agree with you. And now I've seen it back. We are fuming about it, to be honest, and trying to keep our cool over it. So, yeah, I mean, maybe we needed that stroke of luck today. I repeat, I'm not going to say we didn't win today because of that, but it would have helped. It would have helped.
Yeah. Because you were in the game up until their second goal. To be fair, once the second goal goes in, it seems to deflate.
Yeah, I thought we had a fairly bright start to the second half, and the crowd were brilliant again. Got behind us, and like I said, set plays were dangerous. We had a couple of flashes across the box. Nico, I think, was one, and T had a half a chance with a header. So, I felt like a really good moment was coming. But you're right, the second goal was good from them. But something that we knew, if we didn't get something right with the press, then that can happen. And when that did happen, then obviously it was a mountain to climb.
You've kind of touched on this anyway in your first answer, Steve, but it's a difference in quality, isn't it?
Oh, massive,
It's
massive.
You just cannot make mistakes.
No, you can't. And we have made some really poor mistakes in recent weeks, some individual errors. And we don't blame individuals for performances. The only guy I blame is myself, when things don't go right. But we've made some individual errors, but when you do make them small ones, in the middle of the pitch, or like when you don't go with a runner, or you're 3 yards out of place, then you do get punished, and that was the case again today.
I know you've had to do this a bit over the last few weeks, but I guess they're pretty down in there. How do you pick them up? And it's Anfield next year.
Yeah, no, well, I haven't said too much to them. We're in tomorrow, and we will, talk about it more then. Listen, we know the run is what it is. We know the league position is. There's nothing positive about it in any way, shape, or form. But what we can't do is hide away from it. What we can't do is shy away from it. We've got to stand up, be counted, and do our very best to change it. And that's what we do. And I don't think you saw a lack of effort or desire from the boys today. Nobody gave up. They all stuck to the plan. And when we come off it, not intentionally, then we got punished. But I've said all along, I've not seen ever a lack of hiding from the lads, and they won't be seeing that from me and the staff either. We're very together. But overriding that is that we do need to do much better than what we've been doing, and all we can do is not just keep going, there is that, but we've also got to do better. We've got to do more of whatever it takes to turn these things around. We've just got to do more than what we're doing now, and we've got to commit to that.
Just a couple of positives, positive performances today from Felipe and particularly behind him, Keylor Navas.
Yeah,
Those
brilliant.
were brilliant, weren't they?
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, and it was good for Scott to get his first start, which was a little bit sort of decided as well by Joe being sick and wasn't available to start. But and T got his first start and he's been threatening by building his fitness up. So yeah, there were positives, but the two you mentioned they've been excellent, haven't they, since the game started, and you do need performances like that, to get a result. But unfortunately, we didn't manage to run it all through the team where people had some really big moments that could make a difference in a game. So yeah, credit to them for their performance, but they'll also be to the most disappointed as well, because that's the type of characters that they are.
And just tell us quickly about Moussa Niakhaté, because when he left Villa Park last week, I was thinking he was done for the season, and there he is playing next week.
No, I thought that. We all thought that was the case, but it settled really quickly. The scans were clear, and I was as surprised as you, Cole, to be honest. I got a call the next day when Moussa was in with the medical team, just to say that, hang on a minute, it might not be what we think it is, and it proved to be that. So that was a bonus.
Still fighting, Steve?
Never give up, mate. Never give up.